Many cops think that their uniform and badge give them a lot of power and authority, leading to them acting however they please. Today, we're diving into stories about cops who got lessons of a lifetime by citizens who stood their ground and refused to let their civil rights be trampled. Let's go to the video. Officer Pennington walked up to a man near the post office and asked him if he had gotten an email from them. Might sound like a strange question, and it probably felt even weirder for the man, but he knew his rights and decided not to answer her questions. Just look how baffled she looked when someone didn't treat her as the boss. While they were still in front of the post office, she asked the man why he was filming and bothering people coming in and out. But here's the thing, she didn't even explain how he was actually causing any trouble. If she was implying that his filming was the issue, that doesn't really hold up because everyone has the right to film in public places. Just because it makes someone uncomfortable doesn't mean a person has to stop exercising their rights.
You just get mail from the post office.
I don't answer questions. I don't answer questions. Name and badge number, please.
Officer Pennington. My badge number is 295.
Thank you.
Are you harassing customers or taking pictures?
I don't answer questions.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out why we got caught up.
Evidently for no reason.
Then on the post office property.
I don't answer questions.
I go inside and I look at cameras and I gotta see you on the post.
I don't answer questions. Am I detained? Am I detained? Yes or no? Am I detained? Yes or no? Yes or no? Detained or no? Yes or no? I'm not, so I'm detained. I'm illegally detained. I'm free to leave. Either I'm detained, either I'm free to leave, or I'm...
Even though Officer Pennington realized she was dealing with someone who really knew the law, she decided to push her luck and detained him anyway. She knew she wasn't in the right, but to cover up her mistake, she claimed she got a call from someone complaining about the man's behavior. But the way she explained it, it was obvious she was making it up. If there had really been a complaint, she would have been able to say exactly how the man was supposedly causing trouble. For the umpteenth time, Officer Pennington was proven wrong, but her ego was just too big to let it go at that. I mean, she even tried to accuse the man of trespassing.
Why? Okay. No, not illegal. You can't illegally detain me either. Okay, good. Have a good day. Why? Am I detained? For what? For what crime am I being detained for? I haven't trespassed. How do you trespass on public property? How do you trespass on public property, especially a federal building? How do you trespass on a federal building? No, I haven't. I wasn't served any papers. I don't answer questions. Have a good day. You gonna keep harassing me? You can't detain me. I was not just trespassing. How do I trespass in a post office? How do I trespass in a post office? I wasn't harassing anybody. It's all on video. I haven't harassed anybody. Is that the supervisor? Well, I'll be over here.
Does Officer Pennington even understand what trespassing means? First off, she needs to get that you can't be trespassing in a public spot like the post office lobby. Secondly, if she wants to actually accuse someone of trespassing, she has to tell them to leave first. And only if they don't go away or come back, she can actually say they're trespassing. When things weren't looking great for her, Officer Ward showed up as backup, but really didn't do much, just introduced himself and stayed quiet. Maybe he figured out that the man knew his rights well and decided it wasn't worth the hassle to argue. But that didn't stop other cops from piling in. At one point, there were over 5 of them, with more police cars showing up, all because of one guy. And what was he doing? Just filming outside the post office and sticking to his constitutional rights.
What's your name and badge number? Officer Ward 391. Doesn't matter, you still have to identify yourself. Good boy. You got name tag. Hi, Daryl.
Were you?
I don't answer questions. You understand? I don't have to answer your questions. Hey, I'm getting it big time. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 5 of them here. Hey, that car behind you needs to go. You're impeding traffic. What's that? I just know the rules and the laws. Takes 5 of you, I guess. Yeah, you're a smart ass, aren't you? What's your name and badge number? You repeat that, please? You repeat that, please? Name and badge number?
You need to step away from his vehicle now.
I'm fine.
You need to step
I
away
haven't done
from his
anything.
vehicle now.
You can't give me unlawful orders. Man, I'm poor thing. How you doing?
I'm good. Sorry, Ferguson.
Don't stand behind me. I don't know. What do you want?
You asked me to come back.
Oh, I just need them to leave me alone. I've been videotaping on public property, from public property, and they show up. So I need them to leave me alone.
So you haven't been on the property today?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Also, have you been on the property today at the post office? I haven't talked to any witnesses or anybody in there.
Yes.
The man decided he wanted each cop to tell them their name and badge number, and he planned to record it all on camera. So he tried to film one cop who was sitting in a police car, but a new cop stepped in between the man and the car. She told him he was too close to her colleague and he needed to back off. But that's kind of funny, right? The cops were the one who had walked up to him in the first place. But then another cop who had shown up as backup told the man he was going to start legal action against him for trespassing. This cop really leaned into his role, getting so worked up that the man moved a few steps to stand in the shade under a tree, and the cop puts his hands on him. Now that's a move that could get him sued for battery.
Okay, we're going to be issuing you a summons for trespassing.
That's
today.
illegal.
Okay.
It'll get thrown out.
Okay, that's what we're going to do.
Okay, because let me tell you, officer.
Okay. I'm going to do the old stand back.
That's
You don't
good.
want him to stand behind you. I don't want you that close to me.
All right, Officer Ward here has attitude,
Okay.
and they detained me illegally.
All right, that's your concern to bring up later.
Federal.
Now,
Now,
you
listen,
are being
can I
detained.
finish?
No.
No.
I'm done.
You work for me.
Issue him a summons. No, I don't.
You work for me. Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Summons.
Name and badge number, please.
I'm Sergeant Perkins, number 285.
Thank you.
At the summons and kick him on his way. Okay.
I've been on my way. I stand on proper property
You
all
can
day.
absolutely stand here.
Yes,
as far
sir.
as you
That's
want.
all I've
But
done.
If you come back on the property over here, you got it again.
Good luck.
Okay.
You don't
were
have
told
jurisdiction on.
clearly-
How do you have
were told clearly
jurisdiction
what
on
you did.
federal property?
We'll bring that up in court.
Yes, we will. And you need to go talk to the postmaster and read the rules and regulations in there.
Okay.
Because evidently none of you know them.
So we'll see you at County Municipal
All right.
Court. We'll clear
See you
that up
later.
on the property.
Have a good day.
You're not free to leave. You're not free to go. You're not free to go.
Don't touch me. I'm not instructing. I'm just going to the shade.
Just don't make this work.
You're making it worse. Back up. You don't want me on you. Back up.
Stay right where you're at. That's okay. Listen, that's
Look,
it.
dude, I haven't done anything. I'm just trying to get away from
Stay
you guys.
right here.
I'm standing right here.
Do
Don't
not
touch
move.
me.
If you move
You're done.
and you depart,
You're
gonna be
done.
arrested for
You're
obstructing
done.
business.
You put your hands on me.
That's
You
good.
put your
I
hands
do
on
not
me.
want you to walk out in the street and get hurt, Mr. Moore.
Daffy Duck right there.
That's where we're at.
Yep, summons. Write it up, bro. So I can get on my way. Who's writing it?
Other female officers writing.
She needs a badge
summons.
number. And she failed to identify herself. She just points to her name. She has to identify herself. I can read it, but she still has to verbally. What if I can't read?
Can you?
Nope.
You said you can.
What if I can't? It's a question.
The situation didn't calm down at all. Instead, it got even more intense when the cops crowded around the man, totally invading his personal space. It seems like they forgot another important thing besides trespassing. These cops overlooked the basic rule that they should keep a distance of at least 6 feet from citizens. This is to make sure people don't feel threatened, especially since cops carry weapons. Frustrated by this, the man asked all the cops around him to apologize. Do you think any of them actually said sorry? Not a single one. Their pride wouldn't let them admit they might have been wrong or too aggressive. Admitting a mistake could have de-escalated the whole situation, but instead, sticking to their guns without acknowledging their error just made everything more tense.
Incident number be on the summons?
Yeah, incident number will be on the summons.
Thank you. Speak up. Don't talk like a little girl. I don't care. I'm allowed to say whatever I want, bro.
Are you?
Yeah. Yep. Freedom of speech, bro. That's an amendment. Yeah, pretty much. Yep. As long as I don't cuss you out, we're good. When this is over and I'm found to be right, will you apologize? Say you're wrong? Will you apologize and say you're wrong when proven wrong? You? Probably not. You? 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 Why are your eyes so red? You been smoking pot on the clock? Have you been smoking weed? Look how red her eyes are, bro. She's either intoxicated or she's high. I think she's been down to the dispensary. You guys allowed to do that? You got dispensary card, medical card? You look highest. Dang, you must get some good stuff. I can't see your eyes. You high too? What about you? You smoke too? Look at them eyes, though. They're all red and crazy looking.
The man then noticed something really odd about the cops all around him. Their eyes were very red, as if something was up. One of the female officers just stood there blankly staring at the camera, which made the man wonder if they had smoked weed before coming to work. Given their unprofessional behavior, it wasn't totally out of the question. These cops seemed to think that by sticking together, they could intimidate people more effectively, but they weren't prepared for what happened next. They got schooled in a big way. The whole incident taught them a lesson of a lifetime. You shouldn't mistreat citizens for any reason, and just because you're in a position of authority doesn't mean you can forget you're there to serve the public. In the end, all the cops had no choice but to get back in their police cars and leave.
And they're crazy. Must be a slow day. No donuts, coffee, crime, legally parked. There's one right there facing the wrong way. Well, at least you got your lights on. At least you got your lights on. You're a good girl. I don't need anything from you. Just give it to me and I'm leaving. Bye-bye. Here, I don't need your direction. I don't need your direction or directives. You're a tyrant. Leave me alone. Have a good day. Bye-bye. You too, buddy. See you around. Learn the law while you're at it. Go home and study. Evidently, you didn't study very good in school. Yeah, you're a funny guy. You're hilarious.
Does that say cool on it?
Yeah, it's awesome, so.
Yeah, that's
Close your laptop. Have a good day, bro.
hey, you too.
Close your laptop when you're not using it. Oh, don't stand by.
Me to my car?
No, stand behind me. Beat feet. Beat feet, lady. Beat feet.
Have you ever noticed how some cops think the usual rules don't apply to them or that they won't face any consequences for messing up? Here's a case in point. A cop parked illegally. A local saw this and decided to film the whole thing, catching the cop in the act. It's pretty ironic, isn't it? That same cop would likely have no problem handing out tickets for this kind of parking, but then he doesn't, and suddenly it's okay. But things got even more interesting when the man filming approached the cop. The cop was really taken aback and immediately told him he couldn't record the computer inside the car because it has sensitive data. But really, what does that have to do with the guy filming? He was just pointing out the illegal parking and not trying to peek at police secrets.
Yes, sir. You're recording a police computer.
Do you know that you're parked in the fire lane? You're illegally, unlawfully parked?
Yeah, I'm trying to type up a probable cause statement.
So you think that you have the right to park here because you're typing a report?
And this, what lane is this again?
Fire lane.
It's a fire lane, so an emergency service vehicle lane?
You're not in emergency capacity.
Typing up a probable cause.
No, you're not. You're not responding to nothing.
You need to speak to a supervisor?
Yeah.
Okay. You want me to talk one out here?
Sergeant, yep.
Okay. And 203, he is requesting a supervisor just for the officer transporting my suspect.
And absolutely, it is a cop's responsibility to protect sensitive information, but in this case, things got a little bit complicated. The cop thought it was okay to park illegally because he was filling out a report. The only good move he made was calling a supervisor when the man filming demanded it. And when the supervisor showed up, he took over talking to the man while the first cop stayed in the car to finish his report. But it turns out the supervisor wasn't much better. He actually argued that cops have the right to park wherever they want, which really isn't a great look. It kind of shows a disconnect, doesn't it? No matter how highly they think of themselves, it sends a message they believe they're above the law.
Complete my probable cause statement.
What's in the pouch?
In here?
Yeah.
Well, I have an audio recorder where I take statements and
Okay.
a spit sop.
Okay.
When people spit at me, because that happens frequently.
Yeah, cover their face,
so,
yeah.
yeah.
Make sure they don't get saliva on you.
Yeah.
Get your name, badge number.
Officer McRoy, 8591. I'm going to give you a business card as well.
Okay.
Okay?
Are you the sergeant?
Nope.
Okay.
Hang out with him so I can finish my probable. I just got to finish the probable cause statement.
Go for it.
You realize that this doesn't give you the right to park in fire lanes to write reports.
Yeah, it actually does.
It doesn't. You're not in emergency capacity.
Wrong.
No, you're not in emergency capacity. So you gotta move your car, buddy.
I understand that you think you know what you're talking about.
I know what I'm talking about. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. You're not in emergency capacity. You're not exempt. You're only exempt in emergencies. Your lights aren't flashing. I didn't catch your name.
The cops noticed a man filming their police station from the sidewalk, so they went up to him and asked who he was. When the man questioned why they needed his info, the cops said they didn't recognize him. But really, that's exactly what constitutional laws in the Fourth Amendment are all about. Why do cops need to know the man, or any citizen for that matter, if he's not breaking the law? Seeing that the man wasn't going to be pushed around easily, the cops shifted tactics. They threatened to arrest him for obstructing the police if he didn't identify himself right then. But here's the thing. You don't need to be a law expert to know that obstructing the police is a secondary charge. You can't just arrest someone for it out of the blue.
I'm getting a bit nervous now.
Oh, no, we just need, like I say, we just need to take your details just to make sure we know who you are.
We know who you are and there's nothing untoward, and then we'll let you go on your way. But obviously, we do have massive concerns when people start filming around a police station, and that would be any police station that you went to and started filming. It's pretty standard that we get a bit.
Yeah, I get
Unfortunately,
that.
get some details because it's quite concerning.
Right.
So full name.
Full name?
Full name and date of birth, please.
Right, do I have to?
Yes.
I do have to, do I?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Why?
Because as a police officer in uniform, what you're filming at a police station, which is very concerning.
Yeah.
You have to do these things.
Right, so I have to.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise.
I don't.
Otherwise,
I don't have to.
Otherwise, you can do something under Section 50.
No, I can't. I would privately prosecute you if you arrested me for that. That is an unlawful arrest. And you shouldn't be threatening people with it either. So why are you threatening me with arrest?
In theory, I could arrest you under Section 50 of the Police and Criminal Evidence Act to state that, I'd have to ascertain exactly who you are. So to avoid doing that, all you need to do is give me your name.
I've not done anything wrong. All I have done is taken a picture of the police cars. I've got a 3-year-old son that's into police cars.
So you're still filming right now?
Yes, that's because you've just threatened to arrest me, unlawfully arrest me.
I've stated that is the effect, that is the power that I have.
The offence?
I have the power to arrest you like that. If you know, if I don't get you in details, which is what I want.
You cannot arrest me for not giving you my details. You'll be in a whole world of trouble if you did that.
Under Section 50 of PACE, look at.
One of them even boldly claimed on camera that he could arrest the man right then and there without any good reason. First off, saying that on camera was a pretty silly move. And sure, technically he might have the power to arrest someone, but that doesn't make it the right thing to do. These officers were trying to argue that the man was a potential threat to the police station and that's why they needed to know who he was. But really, how would knowing his name prove anything about whether he's a threat? What the cops were saying seemed to make sense only in their own minds. The main point here is they can't just arrest someone because they feel like it without a legitimate reason. The man wasn't doing anything illegal. He was just filming, which is a right protected under the First Amendment. The fact that these cops didn't seem to know about the freedom to film in public or the First Amendment wasn't the man's problem.
Apply. I will call you bluff on that.
100% applies. So, sir, one more time.
I will empty my pockets for you and show you that I've got nothing on me whatsoever.
Have you got any ID on you?
I haven't, no, and even if I did have, I wouldn't give it to you.
Matt, it's not about what you've got on you, it's about the fact that you've been recording and we've seen you recording into the back of a police station.
What's that got to do with anything? I'm still getting pictures of the police cars.
But there are private officers' cars in there as well as the police cars. For us, that's a massive security issue. See it from my point of view, right? And let me say it from my point of view. If my personal car was visible to you and you got the reg and it got posted online and somebody found out my address from the fact there's personal cars there, do you not think that's a bit of a security risk for us?
Anyone could come and do that.
Exactly. I don't know who you are.
But I don't need to tell you who I am to get to the bottom of that.
Go and do that, do I?
Well, anyone can do it. You can't just arrest me because in case of that or in case of this. I'm just taking pictures of the actual marked cars.
Right. But I'm trying to explain why it's a massive security concern for us.
I get that, but you can't just come out and say, "Oh, we'll arrest you" if you don't comply.
You asked me what the power it was to arrest, and I gave you what that power would be. So I'm not saying I'm going to arrest you right now. What I'm saying is, you asked me what the power I had, and I've told you what the power would be. Okay?
Right.
So, what I'm asking you...
Just, what I would say is, just have a look at the comments on this video tonight and just see if you get any education from that, what you just said. Because, yeah, you just have a look. Just, alright mate, getting a bit of hassle here for taking pictures.
When the man questioned the cops about what was wrong with taking photos of police cars outside the station, they were at a loss for words. They didn't know how to respond until the female officer came up with something quite extreme. She tried to accuse the man of planning a terrorist attack. Can you believe that? Her colleague realized she might have pushed it too far, so he shifted gears back to the original request, insisting the man give him his full name, date of birth, and home address. But the man held his ground. He knew his rights. He was on the sidewalk, a public space, where he had every right to do what he was doing without having his privacy threatened by the cops.
Yeah, you just have a look. Just, alright mate, getting a bit of hassle here for taking pictures. Oh yeah, the police vehicles. I know, that's what I'm waiting for section 43, the most abused section of all.
I'm not asking that, just ask what your name is.
No, Matt.
Because what is your name?
You're better off going with the Terrorism Act. That's usually a more fitting one, what you can do.
Terrorism Act. What I'm asking for is what your surname is.
It's none of your business.
Well, at the moment it is.
It's not. It really is not. It really is not. What do you say to the thousands of people? I've got like 7,000 subscribers. What do you say to all these people now that are watching this and you're giving me all this nonsense about arresting me under Section 50? How does that work?
There's no nonsense about it.
Alright then, explain that to them. You read the comments because I think you'll find that there is. I'm totally innocent. I've done... You're going to fit me up for something, are you?
I'm not fitting you up at all.
I've taken pictures of the police cars, walked past on public land, taken pictures of the police cars, the marked cars, and you are suggesting that you are going to have me for something, the way you're carrying on.
I'm stating that I want your name.
Right, well I'm stating you can't have it.
You want to stop recording and give me your name?
I'm not going to stop recording. I am covering myself. I'm covering myself for my own safety.
For our log.
I feel intimidated now. I feel intimidated.
Well, that's your prerogative.
I'm not doing anything wrong at all.
At the moment you are.
I am. No, I'm not. I am not. That is not wrong. That is not wrong. There is no law against that. I'm on public property and I'm taking a picture from public property into the police yard. That's illegal, is it? Is that illegal? Is it illegal? Can you... It's suspicious. Suspicious isn't a crime. Okay. You cannot abuse people's rights like this. People are getting fed up of it. Policemen like yourself. I've just been to...
A lot of people don't start filming.
I have just been to Blackburn Police Station and I have had a built-in conversation with them about it. They came out, they asked me some questions, they didn't get me second name, they didn't get me address or anything, they were fine. They used a bit of common sense and worked out that I was not a threat, and we had a good chat. And that was fine.
Unless you give me your surname, whether or not you're a
They knew that. I've just said I'll empty my pockets for you.
But then I'm not...
I can't be a threat with just a camera. I will empty my...
Then one cop said it was really suspicious that the man was filming police vehicles. But here's the thing, just feeling suspicious isn't the same as spotting a crime. Cops need to have a reasonable suspicion that someone has done something wrong or is about to if they're going to ask for their identification. Even though he didn't have to, the man even offered to empty his pockets to show that he wasn't a threat, but the cops turned him down. Why do you think that was? Maybe because it would have shown that they were in the wrong to confront him like this in the first place. This situation really highlights how careful cops need to be about distinguishing between personal feelings and what the law actually says. Jumping to a conclusion without solid reasons can lead to unnecessary tension and mistrust.
Of you for the camera to show I am not a threat. I'm not hostile whatsoever. I'm taking innocent videos. There's videos like this of police cars leaving the station on YouTube that an audience from say 18 months to 4 years old will sit and watch, like my son. Hence why, while I'm in town waiting for my wife and my son, I've come and I've tried to get some of the emergency vehicles, ambulances, etc. I've got one ambulance going past.
Why though, sir? Why?
For YouTube, for Flickr. It's people are interested in them. Emergency vehicles, people have an interest in them. There's loads of pictures. Go online, type in police cars, police sirens for kids, and it'll have police cars going past and the video, and the kids will sit and watch it. He's got a toy police car that he sits in and bombs about in. They're obsessed with it.
Who's got a toy police car that they've got obsessed with?
My 3-year-old son.
3-year-old son?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll sit and watch police cars for hours on end on YouTube.
Right, okay.
This absolutely ridiculous. It really is. You're giving the police a bad name by going out and having encounters like this. There's no need for it whatsoever.
So
you can.
People
know what I look like.
Who you are.
People know what I look like, and it's blatantly obvious that I am not a threat. I'm just a guy with a dog. If that was a Rottweiler, more credit to you. But look at that. It's a handbag dog, and you think I'm a threat walking around with that and a camera. So it's not an M16. It's a camera.
So look, I'm asking you for your surname.
Right. Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
What for the purpose of the search?
Am I being detained? For anything? Am I being detained?
Well,
am I being detained? I've not done nothing wrong. I've not swore at you. I've not insulted you.
No.
I just want to take some pictures, of the police vehicles, which in fact I am going to do. I would like to get some before I meet up with my wife again. Take some pictures of the police car, hopefully one leaving the station, and be on my way. That is all. Right, am I being detained?
At this present moment in time?
Yes. Go on, say yes, go on. Go for it. Why? Why not? You're dying to. You are dying to.
Not really.
You are. I can tell you are. You have got issues with people. You've got issues with general public.
I've got issues with general public?
Yeah, you can see that a mile off. Have a look. When you go home, check out Morecambe Police Station on YouTube, then check out Blackburn Police Station on YouTube, and have a look at the difference from that.
This time, the trouble started when an off-duty cop noticed a man filming the police department building. The cop, who was just in his regular clothes, walked up to the man pretty aggressively and told him to put the camera away, even though the man wasn't filming him directly. Then he announced that he was a policeman. What did he expect to happen? Did he think the man would just get scared and leave because someone who wasn't even in uniform told him to? When the cop asked him why he was filming the building, the man had a straightforward answer. Because he could. It's a public space after all. Later, another cop who was actually in uniform came over. Even when the man pointed out that the first cop had been aggressive, the uniform cop didn't really want to hear about it. It seems like the off-duty cop was just trying to use his authority to intimidate even without his uniform.
Hello, mate. Can you turn that off for me, please? Sorry? Police officer, can you turn that off for me, please?
Okay, don't approach me in that manner, please.
I'm a police officer.
Okay,
what are you doing filming the police building?
Sorry?
Why are you filming the police building?
Do you have like a warrant card? Or?
I do, yeah.
Can you not come too close?
Mate, why are you filming the police building?
Show me your warrant card first.
I'll get it out. These officers will help me.
Yeah, I know these are officers.
Hello.
Hi, officers, you alright?
How are you doing?
Yeah, this guy's a bit aggressive.
He's not being aggressive. I've heard everything that he's been saying.
He's coming too close to me.
He's explaining to you that he's.
He's saying I'm a police officer. He still didn't show me a warrant card.
That's fine.
Okay, show me your warrant card.
There you go. There's a warrant card.
And number?
You're not filming it.
I just need the number.
No, you don't.
Shoulder number.
I don't have a shoulder number. He's showing you his warrant card, so you can clearly see that we're in uniform.
He didn't show me a shoulder number. If you're not going to tell me your shoulder number, I'm not going to talk to you.
I don't have a shoulder number, sir.
You don't have one?
No.
Are you like an inspector?
If you want to talk to these officers instead,
Yeah.
feel free and I'll step back.
And if I don't? What if I don't? What if I don't?
What if you don't what?
I want to speak to them.
Well, I think they want to speak to you because you're filming the police yard.
They're very rude, I tell you that.
Okay.
And you should give me your shoulder number. You don't have one?
I don't have a shoulder number.
So I need to know you're a PC.
I'll show you my warrant card.
You're rude, you're very rude, man.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Okay, what's the purpose of your video today?
Well, catching tyrants like this guy.
He's not necessarily a tyrant.
He is, the way he approached me was just unbelievable.
So what's the
He
purpose
didn't.
of you being here?
I just told you, behavior like this, it needs to be, be shown.
But you've instigated that behaviour.
No, I didn't. I was just sitting over there.
So what's the reason for you being
All right,
here?
I was sitting over there, had a drink of water.
Yeah.
As you were coming out, I wanted to cut your, because your car, how do you call it, like a marked car.
Yeah.
So I was just catching that in camera. Then you approached me in a horrible manner.
Okay. So have you caught the video footage that you need?
Sorry?
Have you caught the video footage that you need? You've got my car coming out of the yard.
I haven't caught everything yet, no.
You haven't caught anything.
Not everything yet that I want to do.
That is a big issue with cops these days. They often stick up for their colleagues, right or wrong, just to feel more powerful. Over time, even more cops started gathering around this man. Just imagine how threatened he must have felt. Here he was, just having a normal day filming content as a free journalist, and suddenly he's caught up in a real showdown with a bunch of cops. And really, don't these cops have anything better to do? It seems pretty unlikely that 10 cops have nothing more important on their plate than to hassle a man who's not even breaking the law. Next time you're wondering where the cops are when you actually need them, think back to this video.
Behavior like this, it needs to be, be shown.
But you've instigated that behaviour.
No, I didn't. I was just sitting over there.
So what's the reason for you being
All right,
here?
I was sitting over there, had a drink of water.
Yeah.
As you were coming out, I wanted to cut your, because your car, how do you call it, like a marked car.
Yeah.
So I was just catching that in camera. Then you approached me in a horrible manner.
Okay. So have you caught the video footage that you need?
Sorry?
Have you caught the video footage that you need? You've got my car coming out of the yard.
I haven't caught everything yet, no.
You haven't caught anything.
Not everything yet that I want to
Sorry,
do.
I can't hear properly with the mask on, but
So far, I have not filmed everything I wanted to film.
And what is the reason for you filming it?
Just filming the police station around.
Filming general interest?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Are you going to publicise this anywhere? Are you going to put it anywhere?
If it's,
Do you have a YouTube channel?
if it's important.
Sorry?
Oh, why asking me all these questions?
Because I need to ascertain now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're very, very touchy about the privacy of police stations and the security of police stations.
I am in public land, my
and
friend.
for obvious reasons. So it's not usual for somebody to be filming the backyard.
It is very usual. It's normal, absolutely normal.
It may be something that you do and is normal to you, sir, but it's not to us, okay?
So you never had the camera pointed at you?
No, we absolutely have.
All right then.
Which is what
You're pointing one at me right now.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
And he is. Are you filming, sir?
So do you have a YouTube channel that you're going to be posting this to?
A YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Then the cops started to get curious about whether this guy had his own YouTube channel. Why would that even matter to them? Probably because they were a little bit scared about how they'd look on camera and were worried about who might see the video he was recording. You can just picture their faces when they realized they might end up being big on YouTube. But back to what happened. The man decided to stir things up a bit regarding his YouTube channel. He told the cops that if the footage turned out interesting, he'd upload it, but if it was boring, he'd just delete it. The cops took the bait. Now they were really interested in what they could do to make sure their clip was interesting. It's kind of ironic though, really, if they were concerned about looking good in a video, yet their behavior and lack of understanding of the law were not helping their case at all.
What are you going to do with these images afterwards?
Well, officer, sorry, what's your shoulder name? Oh, Inspector.
Indeed.
You are Inspector
Green.
Green. Hi. All right, I just record. If the footage is interesting, I might upload it online. That's it. If it's not interesting, I just delete it. That's it.
And what would make it interesting to you?
What would make it interesting?
Yeah.
I view it later and I will decide. It depends.
Okay. There's nothing in particular that you're looking for?
Not really, but when officers act like this guy, Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. I saw the whole thing, and I would still argue it's provoked by your actions. Which actions? So filming a marked police car. Normally, people would be putting the mobile phone down. They would stop recording. We could have an adult conversation. Why are they like sheep? But I could clearly see that that's not going to happen in this case. Okay, all I did is film the police car. Yeah. I was filming the gate, and then were you driving? Yeah. Yeah. You came out. I was filming that. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't hiding. This guy approached me in a horrible manner. You should address him. No. I had my window down the whole time. Yeah. Okay. And I heard the manner in which. And I filmed it. He's identified himself as a police officer and asked you what you're doing. He was ordering me to put the phone down. He was ordering me to stop recording. He cannot order me around. I think what you're doing is trying to make an antagonistic video. Antagonistic? To promote your own YouTube. Hang on. You just surrounded me here. So what I'm going to do? Nobody surrounded you. Yeah, you did. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there was another one, 6. I've had a chat with you. Sorry? What did you say? Listen. Right. I've had a chat with you. All right. If you want to.
One of the cops tried to smooth things over and told the man that if he wanted to use his mobile phone to record in public, he was free to do so. But honestly, the man didn't need his permission to begin with. By that point, the man already knew everything the cop was telling him. The only one who really needed a lesson here was the off-duty cop who first approached him. But the problem was, this cop wouldn't say anything to his colleague or try to correct his behavior. And that's the answer to the question we were asking earlier about why some cops think they could do whatever they want without facing consequences. Simply put, there's no one there to hold them accountable. When their own colleagues won't step up to correct them, that just reinforces the idea they can act however they please without any repercussions.
You want to use your mobile phone in this way?
Hang on. Before you carry on, tell him. If I want to stand here and use my mobile in this way, carry on.
I don't need to tell him anything.
Please tell him.
Okay.
I don't need to know this. I know this already.
You can't expect yourself to be stopped on a regular basis.
I won't be stopped. You didn't stop me.
We have. We're speaking to you.
Am I detained?
You're not detained.
So you didn't stop me.
You can go.
I chose to stand here and talk to you. I can leave anytime I please.
Absolutely.
All right then. So don't say you stopped me. You didn't.
No, I didn't say I stopped you.
Neither did he. Mr. Bee Gees.
Are you done?
I'm not. No, I'm not happy because this guy.
Do you need police for something? No. Sorry. You're just waiting for him. Is he your brother?
He's not my brother.
Sorry, I just want to check that somebody doesn't need our actual help.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cheers, boss. Yeah, bye. Have a terrible day. Hey, he's not my brother. What's he saying?
No, he's talking about something else, sir.
Oh.
Alright, have a good day, sir, alright?
Yeah, well, you ruined it now.
Sorry?
You've all ruined it.
Really, just had a normal chat with police officers.
Yeah, but you shouldn't go like this, you know.
One of my colleagues saw you down there, right at the back.
Doing what?
Doing the same thing. That's why we come out. Yeah, but obviously my colleagues always speaking to you. Right?
Yeah. But, Inspector, I think you should. I think you should wash the car. That doesn't look good, my friend.
It's filthy.
It's terrible.
It's filthy. Yeah. I've just grabbed a set of keys to come over here on some business.
Can I write something on it? Not rude.
No, I'd rather you didn't.
I'll write my name on it. I thought you want my name.
I still have to portray a professional image.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Now, one of the cops was causing trouble because the man wasn't speaking nicely to them, but really, what did they expect after the first off-duty cop came at him so aggressively? The man had just explained he was happy to talk and that he meant no harm, even though he didn't have to justify himself under the Fifth Amendment. However, having a normal chat can become impossible when cops start threatening his civil rights. One even claimed that the police station was their personal property, which obviously isn't true. Sure, their homes might be their own, but the police station? Definitely not. The whole situation ended with the cops trying to say that the man was being rude, even though they claimed they were just doing their jobs. But the truth is, he had every right to respond to them the way he did. They deserved it for how they treated him. Also, I'm pretty sure their job isn't to spend time hassling a guy who's done nothing wrong, especially when there are actual crimes out there that need solving. It's moments like these that make you question whether they understand their real responsibilities.
So that's that.
I'll write my initials for you.
Okay.
You don't want my initials?
It's not going to happen.
Actually, would that be a crime if I did that? Nothing rude, like I wouldn't swear anything.
Strictly no. Strictly no.
So what if I did it? Would you arrest me?
Upset some people.
Would you arrest me if I did?
I wouldn't arrest you, no.
I'm going to do it now.
It's pretty pathetic if we start doing that, isn't it?
I'll get away something then.
So do you understand the reason we've had to have this chat?
Yeah, no. Honestly, Inspector, if you come out to me and you ask me why you're taking pictures, I will explain it to you straight away. Yeah. But the way he approached me, come on, man. You saw it. It wasn't nice. He can't just go to people and say, oh, the police officer, I want this, I want that. He can't do that. Yeah?
If he comes to me nicely, I will speak to you. I will say to you, listen, I'm going around filming the police station, which is I am. I'm interested in the police station. Matters of public interest. I will upload it online if it's interesting. Blah 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 blah. Nothing hostile. I've seen some of your other footage. Oh,
All right,
have you?
So I've seen the way in which you approach police officers.
Okay.
And I've seen the way that police officers have interacted with you in the past.
Yeah.
And I've seen the way that you try to go.
Some good, some bad. Right? Yeah.
As with everything.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some that deal with it a little bit better than others.
Correct.
Right?
That's it.
But-
So the problem is not with me. The problem is with you guys. So you need to deal with it. And you need to stop behavior like this. If you're an inspector, you should be dealing with this. Yeah.
If I came outside your house,
To my house.
just videoed your front door constantly, would you be a little bit upset with it?
Okay, you need to understand that I've been through this so many times. And the answer to this is not your house.
It's not, but it's my place of work.
Yes. I get filmed at my place of work all the time.
Do you?
And I don't complain.
Where
I
do you
don't
work?
cry. I can't tell you that information. I don't cry. I don't whinge about it.
Why can't
I
you tell
don't.
me that?
Because I choose to keep it private.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all. I have a right to privacy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I get filmed. I don't cry.
Yeah.
But this is paid up by the public. If we choose to come and film it, we can. I understand if I was outside your house,
But expect-
although I can come outside your house and film as well, but I understand that you will get a bit paranoid and all that. I understand that, and I won't do it.
I would get very upset.
I understand,
Very
but there's not much you can do about it. But I won't do it anyway. But this is not your house. So you need to respect that. You can ask me a question, but ask me
I've
nicely.
not shown any
That's it.
disrespect to you at all whatsoever.
You didn't, but he did. He did.
No, he hasn't. He
I
had a-
promise
he had
you
a
he
show
did. And he still didn't show me his shoulder number. What if I want to complain about him,
What I'm
Inspector?
doing now.
Inspector, what if I want to complain about him?
Then he showed you his warrant card.
He didn't.
You had enough time, you had sufficient time
Yeah.
in order to gather his name on there.
Right.
If you look back through your video, his name will be on there. If
He's
you
hidden
feel-
it, put his hand on it.
If you feel that you need to make a complaint,
Yeah.
then please make a complaint. It's your right to do so.
I definitely need to make a complaint about his hair. He needs to get a haircut, that's for sure.
Let's not be rude about people.
No, I'm just
Nobody's
saying.
been rude about you.
He was rude.
Nobody has.
He was extremely rude to me.
Anyway, I've got important things to do.
Yeah,
All
sure.
right? Are we done?
Well, if you had important things to do, you would have driven off.
The important things that I need to do also include the security of the buildings that I work in.
Your building is absolutely fine at the moment. And if I see anything hostile, I'll be the first one to go to reception and report it.
Have your video.
I will report it.
This cop was so bored at work that he decided to boost his ego a bit by pulling over the first car he saw. Little did he know the driver was a veteran who was about to give him a real lesson of a lifetime. The cop stopped the car and asked the veteran for his driver's license without any good reason. The veteran, who knew his civil rights and understood the law pretty well, refused to show his license because he hadn't done anything wrong. Running out of patience, the veteran asked the cop to call his supervisor as he didn't want to deal with him directly anymore. But the cop just stood there, acting like it wasn't his job to call the supervisor. He kept repeating that he needed to see the man's driver's license, but wouldn't clarify why he needed it. This made the veteran really angry. He told the cop that he hadn't served in the military to come home and be disrespected like this. After all the back and forth, the veteran was actually willing to show his driver's license, but he wanted the cop to first explain why it was necessary. Was that really so hard?
Am I free to go?
No, I disagree.
Call your sergeant down here.
Okay?
Call your sergeant down here.
Okay?
Call your sergeant down here. There's no reason for you. You saw that it's erroneous right there. Everything, run my tags, do all that stuff. I don't consent to any reason you doing any of this. I absolutely detest everything in your being right now. Am I free to go?
No, I just need to see your driver's
No, don't consent. There is absolutely no reason for you to ask for that. Piss off, dude. Straight up, man. Straight up. I'm a combat veteran, wounded warrior, and you have absolutely no reason. I didn't go to war for you to play Billy Badass like this. Go get your cop. Go get your sergeant. There's absolutely no reason for you to be pulling me over like this. I've been terrorized by the cops in this town, and you're doing your job to step in them shoes. I do not consent to anything. Am I free to go?
Okay, can I ask you how I'm terrorizing you?
Because you pulled me over for no reason. Am I free to go?
I pulled you over.
Am I free to go?
No, sir, I need to see your driver's license.
Nope, I know. I don't consent. Am I free to go?
No.
I don't consent. Am I free to go?
Can I ask you one question?
No, you already asked. You already done enough, man. Am I free to go? Ma'am, are you his sergeant? Can you get your sergeant up here? This guy is not complying. He illegally pulled me over. He wants to search and seizure me and my being, and he has absolutely no reason to. Y'all terrorists can take this elsewhere. I'm not consenting.
Okay. If your driver's license is good, I just need to verify.
There is
that.
no reason. Tell me why you need to verify that. I wasn't breaking any law. I wasn't speeding, and you can see that my truck is legitimate. Why do you need to see anything? You don't. Go. Let me leave. I do not consent. Let me go.
All I want to do is check that you're good to drive.
I'm good to drive. I do not consent. Let me go.
I don't know.
I don't consent. Let me go. Well, you pulled me over illegally because you could not see the license plate in my thing. Now your story is you don't know if I'm good to drive. Dude, I don't consent. Leave. You're terrorizing me. You're absolutely terrorizing me. Am I free to go?
No.
Why not?
Free to go.
Why not?
I just need to check. See if
No,
you're good to
I
drive.
do not consent.
Then the cop noticed something about the tag on the veteran's car he thought wasn't quite right, and he used that as the reason for needing to see the veteran's driver's license. But here's the bigger issue. The officer couldn't have seen the tag clearly while the veteran was driving, so that couldn't really be the reason for the stop, could it? The veteran was driving just fine, following all the traffic rules and hadn't committed any violations. Despite this, though, the cop kept digging himself deeper, now claiming that the veteran's shaking hands and apparent nervousness meant he was hiding something. But it's more likely that the veteran was just uncomfortable being harassed for no good reason, feeling his privacy was threatened. The situation escalated when the cop tried to search the veteran's car without a warrant. The veteran, standing his ground, simply rolled up his car window. The cop realized there wasn't much more he could do, so he decided to leave. Unfortunately, it's likely that the cop's behavior didn't change after this incident. He probably just moved on to find someone else to hassle, continuing to boost his ego without learning anything from the encounter.
I was driving just fine. You pulled me over for a tag violation, not because I was erroneously driving. Dude, you can push this as far as you want to go. You're on video. You're on live uplink, live load. You had better hope, Lee Wachowski, that you are correct, because you're asking me now that I'm not good to drive my vehicle when you just said that you pulled me over because you couldn't see my tag. Am I free to go?
No, I just need to.
That's illegal search and seizure. There is absolutely no, you do not need to. There's absolutely no reason. I don't consent. There's absolutely no reason.
Okay, then will you provide me with your name and date of birth so I can check?
Nope. Dude, you can run these tags. That's everything right there that you need to do, that are you legal to do, and that you can see through the window like you just said. I do not consent. Am I free to go?
No, sir. This is very simple.
Get your sergeant on the line. I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. Am I free to go?
No, sir. If you just let me see your driver's license.
There's no reason for you to do this, dude. Do you know who I... All right, I'll show you something. I'm not...
You are. Okay. Are you carrying? Are there any weapons down there? I get nervous when you move your hands like that. Okay.
Take that. That's ID.
Okay.
Now you're trying to get legal, dude. Piss
I'm not
off.
trying to do anything.
Yep, you are.
But
You
check your driver's license.
Dude, that's my ID right there. Why don't you go look that up?
That is not ID.
Why don't you find out how you're going to wind up on film?
That's fine. I realize I'm on film.
Yeah,
I'm not
dude.
protesting
I do
that.
not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. I do not consent. There is no reason for you to pull me over. You said you saw it now. Now am I free to go?
No, sir.
Don't consent. Get your sergeant on the line. What? Get your sergeant up here. Get your sergeant up here. Get your sergeant up here.
In the meantime, if you just let me see your driver's license and I check that you have a valid driver's license.
He got scared.
When a rookie cop saw a man filming in public, he decided to walk up to him and threaten to arrest him if the man didn't agree to a search. It was pretty shocking to see such a rough approach from someone who's so new at the job and had just sworn to protect the constitutional rights of every citizen. Yet, just a few months into the job, here he was, acting like constitutional laws didn't even apply to him, all to puff up his ego. This rookie cop told the man he needed to search him because he was wearing baggy clothes and might be hiding a knife or some other weapon. I mean, can you believe that?
Well, okay, the biggest issue I have, I'm not on probation or parole.
Yeah.
I don't have a warrant for my arrest, and I did not consent to searches.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now is a constitutionally protected activity. I'm filming from public view,
Yeah.
which is legal. It's not against the law.
It's not against the law, but when we contact someone, we get a call for service, stuff like that. What we have to do is we make sure by your clothing, it's baggy. Your waistband's tucked in, we can see that, but we don't know what's in your pockets. We don't know if you have knives on you, if you have a gun tucked in your cargo pocket. So therefore, when we're out here talking to you, we have a legal right to at least pat you down for weapons.
What legal right, though?
A legal right, our officer safety.
But what crimes have I been suspected of committing?
We got a call for service that you might be surveilled.
Okay.
Who knows?
But officer, are you familiar with California 148G? California Penal Code 148G.
Go ahead, tell me what 148.
That's an individual practicing photography in public, including the filming of public officials in the commission of their duties, government buildings, et cetera, is not legal grounds to detain someone, nor is it probable cause to arrest them.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is I haven't committed any crimes. I haven't been suspected of committing any crimes. I did not consent to searches or you know, and I'm being detained, and I was searched, and I have a problem with that.
The supervisor's on their way.
Okay.
Just so you know, we have the right to do a pet search.
What right?
For our own safety, we have the right.
But what crimes have I been suspected of committing?
You get a call for service that you might be surveilling rangers.
But that doesn't mean you have the right to detain me and go through my. Well, yeah, but I'm not on probation or parole.
But with your history and our knowledge of that, we don't know if you're like doing the same thing again. So we have to make sure you're not carrying any weapons that could cause us.
So anybody that's been arrested or has a criminal history, you can stop them and detain them without. Yeah, if they're on probation or parole, you can.
We don't need probable cause.
By that logic, should every person on the street wearing loose clothing be searched by cops? It's an idea that probably only makes sense in the mind of some police officers. In response, the man simply asked the cop what crime he was suspected of committing, but the cop didn't answer. He just stood there, totally unprepared to handle the question. It's moments like those that really make you wonder if the training they receive is enough, or if some just forget their training the moment they hit the streets.
Yep, reasonable suspicion. Reasonable suspicion is your outfit right now.
But that's not against the law.
Are you gonna let me finish?
Okay.
Your outfit right now, surveilling government buildings, which you have every right to do as a reporter.
But you don't have the right to search me without my consent.
Let me finish. Okay. When you're detained and we're speaking with you, we have every right to search you instantly for our safety. Okay, for weapons, pat search only. We don't go inside your pockets. We don't go inside your bags. We don't go inside of any of your clothing. We just do pat search outside of your clothing for weapons only. Okay? You have bulky items inside your sack pocket or your cargo pants. I don't know what those could be. For all I know, they could be a bomb. So I have to pat search and make sure you don't have guns, knives, anything like that. Okay?
That could harm us or
we have
anyone else.
every right to do that. Because
No, you don't. But no, you don't.
That's fine.
But our field sergeant is on their way, so you can speak with them.
All right. Hopefully, it's not Sergeant Lar.
No. You don't like him?
No, I mean he's pretty unprofessional. I had an encounter with him before, but he got corrected and everything was fine.
I don't know what's coming out. Find out. So with the pet search thing, you got to call for service on you, so you call. So that is reasonable suspicion enough to detain you to find out what you're doing, right? That's why people call 911. They think something might be occurring, a crime is, has, or is going to occur. So we come out here, that's reasonable suspicion enough to detain you, technically. And when you're detained, we have a right to pat you down for weapons.
This cop had his senior colleague with him who was totally on his side. They both kept telling the man they needed to search him for his own safety. Think about how ridiculous that sounds. Two armed cops backing each other up, saying they need to search a guy who's just carrying a camera because they think he's a threat, and they wanted to do this search without a warrant, by the way. They keep trying to find reasons to justify why they detained the man, but nothing they said really held up. So the man decided to ask for a supervisor. And when the supervisor showed up, the first thing he asked was whether the man was recording the incident with his camera, as if knowing he was being filmed could change how he acted.
How you doing, sir?
Mark Stricker.
Nice to meet you.
What are you doing here?
All right.
You know you have a camera on your head, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Here's the issue that I have. I was taking pictures of the station, you know, and your officer's here. One of which, this one right here, addressed me by name, and he said because of my past criminal history, that they had the right to detain me, and he grabbed me. And did he said it wasn't a search, but he did a pat down. Yeah, I did not consent to that. I'm not on probation or parole. I don't have an active warrant for my arrest. And even though he told me I was no longer detained at this point, I requested to speak to the supervisor because I did not appreciate that.
Free to go.
Well, I understand that.
The officer did his job, and.
But I did not consent for him to,
Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a chance.
Okay.
Can I talk?
Mm-hmm.
Officer's job to make sure our community is safe. Somebody's walking around dressed in army gear with a backpack and stuff.
That's not a crime, though.
He did what he was legally had the right to do. You're no longer detained. You're free to leave. Go ahead and go.
Well, I understand that, but the issue is he grabbed me. He told me I was about to be arrested, and both of them, he tried to take my camera, and then he did a pat down. You know, like I said, I'm not on probation. I'm not on parole. I did not agree to that. I tried to explain California 148G to him, which specifically states in there that an individual practicing photography out in the open, including the filming of public officials, government buildings, is not a legal reason to detain the person, nor is it.
It turned out these rookie cops recognized the man because he had some run-ins with the police in the past and a criminal record. But that still doesn't give them the right to stop and search him just because of old issues and prejudices. The supervisor eventually told the man he was free to go, but the man didn't want to leave just yet. He wanted the supervisor to teach these cops a lesson that they can't just search people without good reason. What would you do in this situation? It's a tough spot to be in. On one hand, you might just want to leave and avoid the hassle, but on the other hand, there's a chance to make a difference by standing your ground and insisting on proper conduct.
And then we went back and forth with that, and at that point, I requested a supervisor. So
you're free to go. I'm here.
I understand that, but the whole problem was they grabbed me and they patted me down and they detained me when they didn't. I don't feel they have a lot of reason to do that.
Are you asking to file some type of formal complaint?
Yes, sir, I would.
Okay, there is a process for that, and the best way to do that, we don't carry complaint forms on us.
Okay, I understand. I didn't figure you did.
My recommendation is to go to the police department. Probably better to do it during business hours.
Okay.
And since this isn't something that's incredibly pressing for the moment, go to the police department tomorrow during business hours and ask for a formal complaint form. Fill it out, and there is a legal complaint process. As you know, the penal code also cites that, right? You know that?
There's a legal complaint?
Yeah, there's a legal complaint process
Okay.
that's outlined in the penal code section.
Okay.
You know what that section is?
I'll be honest with you, I don't.
Okay, I don't recall what it is either. But you were pretty quick with the other one. I figured maybe you knew a couple more.
Well, just being what I do, I'm well aware of my rights, and I know these officers right here didn't have a right to grab me, detain me, and pat me down. I'm not on probation or parole.
That's my recommendation is to do that tomorrow. That's the best way to handle what seems to be a complaint from this type of complaint.
Okay.
And other than that, you're free to leave.
Okay. And it's Strecker?
Strecker.
Badge number 6?
I'm not sure.
Okay. Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
Ewell 96.
What was that?
Ewell 96.
And yours, sir?
Jackson, 97.
Jackson 97? Okay. So just go to the station during business hours and.
Good day.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good one.
This cop thought he could boss a man around, telling him which direction to walk on the street like he owned the place. His partner jumped into the conversation, trying to explain that they had received a call, but the man didn't have the patience for their excuses. He told them straight up he didn't care about their supposed call because he hadn't broken any laws. What mattered to him was the law, the actual law that the cops were supposed to enforce, not some rules they made up on the spot. The real problem started when these cops wouldn't let the man walk into his own neighborhood. Instead, they told him he could go in the other direction, and if he wanted to pass, he had to prove he lived and actually belonged in that neighborhood. But why all the hassle?
Sir, why don't you answer that? You're answering a question I haven't asked. Am I still being detained, yes or no?
You are free to go.
What is your name? What is your name?
Aiken.
What's your badge number?
3914.
Why am I being detained?
I just said you are free to go.
That's not what I asked. Why am I being detained?
You are free to leave.
No, you cannot tell me which direction I can go. Are you insane or what? Am I still being detained or what?
Actually, no, but you can't go.
Okay, so I'm free to go throughout my neighborhood, right?
That way.
Okay, you're gonna block media.
That you live here or have.
Okay, so this guy thinks that I have to prove myself innocent in America. I have to prove myself innocent in America. Weren't you just over there?
Sure was.
Well, what the fuck is going on here?
Also, you came from him.
Because my freedom is being impeded by some stranger for traveling freely in my own neighborhood.
Well, actually, we've been told.
I don't care what you've been told. The law is you can't stop me unless you have probable cause or reasonable suspicion of a crime.
I know. There's a sinkhole back there. So
I know that. It's right by my house.
Exactly.
Okay, and I would like to attend to my business without being harassed.
Well, unless you have permission, but you actually have proof that you live back there.
So you're accusing me of something.
I'm not accusing you.
Then why are you asking for proof? Is this court? I have to prove something to you.
Yeah, you do.
On the streets in America, I have to prove something to you.
Yes.
Which is what exactly? So if I don't prove to you on the streets in America where I live, so right now you're saying I'm guilty.
No, you're not guilty of nothing.
Okay, so I'm free to go then.
You are free to go that way.
Oh.
It was pretty clear that these two cops were just flexing their authority for whatever reason. In my opinion, these cops might want to consider a different career path because no one wants officers like them supposedly looking out for their safety. When cops start making up their own rules and ignoring the real laws, it's a sign they're not really fit for the job they're supposed to be doing. Everyone deserves to feel respected and safe in their own community, and that starts with cops who understand and respect the laws they enforce.
Going to my own neighborhood.
Correct. Unless you have proof that you live back there.
Okay. You want a lawsuit?
What?
Okay.
Please.
So tell me what you guys are going to do. If I go on to my own, where I live in a public street, are you going to use violence against me?
Oh, we're going to put you in handcuffs.
Okay, so these guys are claiming if I go into my own neighborhood, they're going to use violence against me.
No, we're going to detain you.
That's what violence is. As far as I'm concerned, I'm detained right now, or I wouldn't even be talking to you. You guys are blocking traffic at this point, trying to find out something that's none of your business.
Public safety.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're blocking.
The Supreme Court has ruled that you have no obligation to keep the public safe. Okay, good. Then why don't you know that? Why don't you know that?
Once again, we have
Why don't you know that then?
We have orders higher up.
Higher than the law? Higher than the law.
Higher than us, yeah.
You answer me first. Am I still being detained unlawfully?
Go that way. You go that way.
That's not the question. Are you guys like, what is your IQ? Room temp?
Actually,
here's the question. Am I still being unlawfully detained? Because you don't understand English.
I don't understand English now.
Am I still being unlawfully detained, yes or no?
You are free to go that way.
Am I still being unlawfully detained, yes or no?
You are free to go.
So I'm free to go. Okay, I'm free to go. Look what they're doing. Look, they're about to get hostile and aggressive. Because that's all. Instead of using intellect and reading the Constitution, these guys use violence. So I went to pick up my bicycle, and right away they're getting in a stance where they're going to fucking tackle me or something. Hey, why don't you guys give me some room so I can obey the king's orders? You're full of shit, bro. There's video.
Let me show you proof.
Hey, go read Title 42. Get away from me.